I want to do a shorter video right now. I've been doing these videos on A Course in Miracles, and I want to do a video that's a little bit more introductory. And I will start doing more of these videos in the days to come. I wrote this book called Simply A Course in Miracles. It's out on Amazon. I'll put the link in the video. But the book was written as kind of an intro to A Course in Miracles. There are many books out there. One of the most famous ones is The Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. Many people have read that, including myself, and found it helpful to get started with A Course in Miracles. Like, I didn't even know about what A Course in Miracles really was until I read that book. My book is a little different. It takes, I would say, a little bit of a different approach, definitely a different approach, but I mean, it's all getting to the same basic questions. And I wanted to read today just some questions that everyone seems to have about A Course in Miracles. And this is at the beginning of the book. And the book is meant to, my book, by the way, is meant to answer these questions, or at least to begin to answer the questions, because the reality is, the questions are not easy to come by. The answers to the questions are not easy to come by. And there might not be really answers, even as Jesus says in the Course. He says, there's only an experience, right? Your questions have no answers. The answer will come through a direct experience of what it is. You do the experiment and you get the experience. All right, but let's read these questions. Questions that everyone has about A Course in Miracles, and which we will attempt to get some clarity on. Not in this video. I'm just going to raise the questions right now. But first, who is the author of A Course in Miracles? Jesus? Really? How can we know this is so? How is the Course similar to, and how does it differ from traditional or fundamentalist Christianity? And you might say evangelical Christianity. How does it differ? And how is it similar? What is the ego, and where did the ego come from? Is it a thing? Next question. The Course says that God did not create the world. Well, if not, who the hell did? In other words, how did the whole shebang come to be? Next question. I find it hard to believe or accept that this world, with all of its majestic beauty, is an illusion, besides the fact that it all feels so real. Please help me with this! Exclamation point. That's a big one for many people. Is like, what do you mean the world is an illusion? Next question. I'm scared of letting go of my ego. I don't feel ready to wake up just yet. It's so hard to forgive some things. Should I continue on this path? Okay, this is a question about, is this the right path for me even? Maybe the Course is not the path. How do I know if I'm making progress with the Course in Miracles? Sometimes it feels like things are getting worse, not better. Something that a lot of people that do the Course struggle with is they struggle, it tends to take you on a journey through the hate, through the hell that we have made. And it's not always the easiest journey. How do I know? Okay, next question. The Course says that it is pointing to an experience of perfect love beyond all symbols. Do we know if anyone has ever had this experience? If so, where are they? I need to talk to them. And that's a very important question, because if it is, you would like to talk to those people that have been doing the Course, and maybe they've had the experience. And if they have, wouldn't you like to talk to someone who had that experience? The only problem is you could still question that they really had the experience, or, okay, they had the experience, but that doesn't mean I'm going to have the experience. And, maybe I hear their experience and I'm like, well, that doesn't seem so great. Or whatever it might be, There are so many teachers of A Course in Miracles, and I'm discovering that not all of them agree with one another. How do I know which one to follow, if any? It's a big question, because there are many teachers, and the A Course in Miracles is very difficult to understand for most people, for many people, including myself. So it's nice to have someone who seems to know what it means. Like the person I go to is Ken Wapnick, and I follow the more or less. I tend to look to the original teachers as much as possible: Helen and Bill, and Ken and Judy, and the people that were there from the beginning. That's not to say that other people cannot have a deep understanding of A Course in Miracles, but I think it's a great question of like, do you listen to anyone, or maybe you just read it on your own, you just study it and practice it on your own, and that's all you need. How do I distinguish between the voice of the ego and the voice of spirit, or the Holy Spirit? How do I know that it's my ego? It's my ego versus, or the Holy Spirit. How do I distinguish? It's a big question that people have. How do I practically apply the Course to my daily life, especially considering that the Course says nothing specific about what to do or how to live? So the Course actually says nothing specific. It doesn't give specific details, unless you read the text. But that's a whole nother thing we won't go into right now. But it's a very important question. It's like, how do you know what to do? Jesus doesn't come right out and say, well, do this, don't do that. He only actually gives you a way to, or a methodology to follow to determine which teacher you're listening to, right? Are you listening to the ego, or are you listening to the Holy Spirit? But as we just said, how do we know what the difference is? Sometimes, how do we know that it's not our ego talking when we think it's our Holy Spirit talking, or the Holy Spirit talking? And is it even a voice? Or is it, what is it exactly that we're even following? Is it our intuition, our inner guidance? Or a lot of questions you could ask, right? Can it all really be as simple as the Course suggests? The Course says this is very simple, right? The Course tries to make it very simple, and it says it is very simple. It's we who are complicated. But can it really be as simple as choosing between love and fear? And what's love got to do with it? I wrote that before Tina Turner passed. But that's one of the great musical questions. What's love got to do with it? Anyway, that's the short of it today. It's a longer video than I thought I was going to do. Simply A Course in Miracles tries to get at some of the answers to these questions, to make it more accessible for the average Joe or Josephine out there. So if you're interested, check it out, and also you can listen to the videos I've been sharing that are speaking more at I would say at a higher level of the Course. Not necessary for beginners, but they could be accessed by beginning students of A Course in Miracles too. Thank you.